Hi, Alex here from Rebeloper.com and welcome back to the channel. Now in this tutorial series, because it will cover two videos, I will be talking about Swift 5's brand new result type. And we will use Firebase along the way. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Yes, that is right. We are going to take a hands-on approach to learning Swift 5's new result type. And we are going to use Firebase because why not? Let's use a real world example. So here you can see my testing Firebase Swift 5 result project. And let me just build and run so you can see what we are going to build out in this series. So it is fetching from Firebase an image, and you will be able to find that image in the resources. Just click the link down below and you will be able to see our docked PNG and our error.swift file that I will be talking about later on in just a minute. So let's just build and run again so you can see a little bit more that it's loading, and once it is downloaded from Firebase servers, from Firebase storage, it is displayed here, and this is the hands-on approach where we will use Swift 5 brand new result. Okay, so I will chunk this tutorial into two parts. The first part is setting up the project, and I highly recommend going through this video tutorial because then you have an understanding of the whole project. In the next one, we will deal basically with the result type. So let's just jump right into it. Let's create our new project. And I will use the single view app. Go ahead and take a look at my other tutorials on the channel, how this single view app works, where basically we are removing the main.storyboard because all we want to do is code programmatically. Okay, so product name should be, let's say, Firebase. Let's make that a capital F there. Firebase Swift 5 and result. So let's embed this into a navigation controller, why not? So let's click on next and let's put it under YouTube, videos, today's date, and let's create a new folder here. So code, let's create it, and I will create a Git repository on my Mac. Why not? Because I want to upload it to GitHub so you can take a look at it as usual. So let's click on create now, and there we go. Now, what do we need here? Well, first of all, we need to add in some pods, and I will just close this project for now, and let's take a look at the testing Firebase Swift 5 pods. So basically we are importing Firebase storage and tiny constraints, and I am limiting it to the current latest version of them. So I just simply copy those out, and I will be referencing this testing project because, yeah, why not? It doesn't really make any difference. Okay, what you want to do next is open up terminal so we can create our pod file. So let's open up terminal there, type in cd and the space. Let's drag and drop the root folder of our project there, type in pod in it. I'm pretty sure that you are very familiar with this type of work. Let's drag and drop that into our Xcode icon, delete the hash there and type in 12 because we need iOS 12, and I will paste pod Firebase storage and pod tiny constraints into our pod file. Now let's go back to our terminal and type in pod install to install all of the necessary pods. Okay, and as you can see, Firebase storage installed, Firebase core, and so on. Okay, and that is it. That is for the pod files. Okay, let's just open up our project now and maybe resize it a little bit, and we are ready to move on. Okay, let me see. There we go. We are inside our root view controller. Now we want to basically create a an app in Firebase for this project. So let's do that. Open up your favorite web browser, maybe not YouTube here, but let's create a new window. And let's go to Firebase's console, and that is console.firebase.google.com, and sign in if you haven't already done so. And click on this Add Project button. It's a large button. So, and name your project like so. So Firebase, let's see, Firebase Swift 5 result. Okay, that should work. And I will accept our terms, the controller terms. That is funny, Firebase. So let's create our project. Okay, let's continue now. And basically we want to create an iOS project and then use storage to store that doc PNG. So let's click on iOS and let's register our app. Let's grab our bundle identifier. There we go. Let's go back there with Command Tab, Command V to paste it in there. Let's register our app. And next up we want to download the Google service info.plist file and drag and drop it into our Xcode. So there we go. Let me just drag and drop it. And as you can see, before we do that, let's copy items if needed, create groups, and Firebase Swift 5 result target should be checked. So let's click on finish there. And what I was talking about seconds earlier is that it's the third info.plist file, and you need to basically rename it to be just simple info.plist file. Okay, now let's move on with the setup and click on next there. And as you can see, we need to pod install our Firebase core, but that we already did, and click on next. And then we want to import Firebase to our app delegate. So let's copy that. Let's go back to Xcode, app delegate, and paste that in there. And finally we want to firebase.configure our app, and let's do that in there. Okay, and let's hit Command B, so this should be recognized by Xcode. Let's see there. Do we have Firebase here? We should have. So let's just start typing in. Maybe there will be some documentation mistakes there. So Firebase core. Okay, and that should be it. Let's hit Command B, and it should build out pretty successfully. Yes, build succeeded. Well, eventually Firebase will update its documentation here. So let's click on next, and we don't want to verify our installation. It's okay now. Now, what we want to do is go to our storage, and we want to get started with storage. So click on get started, and this is okay for the security rules. Got it. And basically it is okay just for a starter, but let's go and take a look at the rules specifically. And you recognize this doggy that we will be downloading. It says allow read write if request auth is not equal to null. That basically means that we need to be a logged in user to this Firebase app if we want to read or write to the Firebase storage part. So I don't want to implement Firebase authentication just for that. So I just simply remove this for now, and let's publish that. And it should be okay. Of course, this is very, very not recommended. This is just for this tutorial's sake. Okay, what do we want to do next? Well, let's upload our file. So go ahead and click the link down below where you will be able to see all of my resources for YouTube videos. And once you navigate to this project called Firebase Swift 5 result, you will see the resources and you will see a dog.png. So let's create a folder here, because I want to show you how you can basically create this folder structure inside storage. So yeah, you will learn a little bit more about Firebase storage, not just about Swift 5 result in this tutorial. So let's create our folder, and I want to be consistent, so let's just see how I named this, and I will take a sneak peek here. So let's see, don't peek there. Let's see, the reference paths. Yes, assets and animals. That is what we are going to create now. Okay, and first of all, oh, sorry about that. Let's go back to our Brave browser, and the folder name should be assets, because it makes sense. You add your assets inside the assets folder, and then maybe you have some more type of assets. So let's create animals here. So let's add that folder too, and let's go inside animals and let's upload our file, and let's see where it is. There we go. Let's open it, and it is uploading, and that's it. Okay, I believe we are ready with the Firebase storage part, and now let's build out basically the app that we are going to use. And it's pretty simple. It's just an image view and it's downloading, but bear with me because it's really important so you understand the whole structure of the app. So let's go back to Xcode and select your root view controller. So first of all, let's add in these let's say constants that are linking to the database. And first is the reference path, and that is a string, and it's assets and animals, if I recall correctly. And now let image name, and that is dog, and let image type, and that is a PNG. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now let's create our image view. So lazy var, let's see, image view, because it's the same old image view. I don't want to add a dog image view or something like that. It will be named U image view, and it will be of type UI image view. Okay, let's create it here, and it is an image view, and let's return it so we get rid of those nasty errors. Okay, there we go. And one thing I usually want to set on the image view is its content mode, and that will be scale aspect fill, sorry about that, scale aspect fill. Come on, Xcode. IV. And finally, we want to set its background color. So background color equals, and let's make it a light gray. Okay. What we want to do next is add this to our view. So let's import tiny constraints because we are going to constrain it as usual. And let's create our setup views function here, and call it, of course, in the view did load, and it will be a file private function. And the first thing that we want to do is basically set the view's background color. So a view dot background color equals dot white. This is basic stuff. I know that you are accustomed to these because I do all of these in most of our tutorials. So coming back, we want to set the image view. So view dot add subview image view. There we go. And let's constrain it. So view, or image view rather, top to super view, and I will use this one from tiny constraints, and I will offset it 36, And I will just simply ignore all of these and use just the using safe area to be set to true. But basically it doesn't really matter because we do have the navigation bar, but yeah, it's a good point. Maybe we could remove it later on, where we won't, but you could remove it. So image view, we want to center it. So center X to super view, and finally we want to set the image views width to be, so let's add in here, I usually add in here some defaults, so let image view height, and let's see, that is a CG float, of course, and let's set this to 100. Maybe I'll set it to 150 later on. We'll see how it looks like on the simulator. Okay, so copy and paste that in there, and let's do the same for the image views height. There we go. And yeah, that should take care of it. Great. And now we should see that image view right here in just a moment. There we go. It looks real nice. So next up, let's add a UI activity indicator view. So lazy var activity, I will name this just simply activity, maybe indicator, there we go. It will be of type UI activity indicator view. Let view equals UI activity indicator view, and I will choose this style one, and I will choose a gray, and let's return this for now, view, and let's initialize it. And because I want to start it at the beginning, so let's start animating here. So start animating. Finally, we need to add our activity indicator to our subviews. So rather yet, let's add it to the image view, not just the view. Image view dot add subview and activity indicator. This way we can just simply center it to the image view. So activity indicator dot center in image view. Okay, now if we build and run with command R, we would be able to see the activity indicator view spinning around. Let's wait for that. There we go. So we will stop the animation when we do have something fetched from Firebase. Okay, one final thing that we will add in this video, and we will conclude with that, is to add an error handling situation, and we'll talk about that in the next video. But for now, make sure that you just drag and drop this error plus.swift file, and let's just simply copy and paste all of the Firebase storage fetch error struct. Let me just go over there at the top of our class. Well, basically these are custom errors. Go ahead and take a look at the implementation. We will need custom errors later on when we discuss a result. Just for now, do know that we have created a no URL error, a no data error, and a no image error with these titles and descriptions and code. We will use that in the next video. So we will talk about how to fetch that PNG file from the database in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to get notified of new videos as they do come out. Now it is your turn. Go ahead and comment down below how would you use the result type in Swift 5. And if you don't know how to do it, just wait for the next video, or just click on the next one on this playlist to see how I manage it. And as usual, I will see you in the next one.